I'll watch Nicolas Cage in just about anything. Sometimes that can be a challenge, such as the case with Season of the Witch, which isn't an especially bad movie, but not a really good one either, which is kind of disappointing because, at least with something like, say, the Wicker Man. Everyone knows how famously bad and made fun of The Wicker Man is, mainly because, well, one, it's just a stupid movie, but it's heightened by Nicolas Cage's just batshit craziness throughout the whole thing, where his performance is inconsistent and at times incredibly over the top, added to all the stuff that doesn't make any goddamn sense in the movie. You have a glorious mess. Here with Season of the Witch, this is Nicolas Cage, well, one with a crazy kind of wig, unless he really grows hair like that, but I don't know about that. And it's not one of his more out there performances. This is one of the movies where he plays it a little bit more straight, which is okay, but he tries to play it kind of like the action hero type of role that he would play in things like National Treasure, things like that. And it doesn't really amount to much when the movie is as underwhelming as it is. And it's not really a particularly horrible movie either. It does have interesting aspects to it, and I would say, given the budget, this cannot be a high budget movie. There's no way they had a lot of money behind this. You can tell by some of the effects. It's not like $100 million production where maybe they had the attitude about wanting to do that, but not really. Basically, like a Tommy the Tugboat budget with Titanic dreams, I guess you could say. So you do see some effects that are noticeably effects, but you kind of feel like, oh well, they tried, like particularly in the beginning scenes. It's basically the whole movie's about these crusaders during the time of the Black Plague. They're kind of fed up with the way things are with the church, and they kind of find themselves on this journey to either prove or disprove that this one girl is a witch who started the entire plague, and does she hold the answers to stop it and things like that. And I mean, that's kind of interesting in and of itself, because I mean, I'm not an expert on the complete history of the Black Plague. I know it was ultimately thought, I think it was like cats and dogs originally they thought it was, but then it turned out to be the rats, and ironically the cats and dogs would have eaten the rats and whatever, but I think they thought that like witches like had sex with the devil, and that's what caused the plague or something like that. Who knows? So that's kind of what this movie kind of targets in on, basically, and it has a lot of fun with that aspect of it. So it's about this whole journey, this whole mystical journey, and in those opening scenes with Nicolas Cage and Ron Perlman, who he feels like right at home in this type of movie. Nicolas Cage not so much. Like Ron Perlman, he like pretty much pulls it off, but Nicolas Cage, you're like, he seems like Nicolas Cage, not like this crusader guy. But they have this kind of like buddy back and forth kind of stuff going on, which is okay. I mean, I buy them as kind of comrades during these times, and we see this kind of big, I guess, kind of a montage, I guess you can call it, of them in their crusades. But then Nicolas Cage kind of gets he gets a little disjointed, or just kind of like loses sight of things when he accidentally kills an innocent woman, and that kind of like tortures him a little bit, and he keeps on having flashbacks to it, and like he has like several flashbacks of murdering this woman in this movie, so that kind of gets a little bit comical, just because he's just like, just like walking and all of a sudden whoosh, flashback, things like that. So it's a little weird in that sense, but anyway, they're trying to get this witch, and the actress, she's like pretty bad as the witch, and they go on this whole journey, and we're kind of meant to think, oh, is she really a witch or is she not a witch? And there's that one guy from that show, what show I'm talking about, The Misfits, he's in it, and the guy from Boardwalk Empire is in it. A lot of people show up in it, so I mean, it'll at least keep you interested, like, oh yeah, that's that guy, but whatever. Anyway, spoiler alert, she's a fucking witch, and she like turns into a fucking dragon, and then they have like the cheesiest line ever, like, we're gonna need more holy water, and it's really stupid and cheesy, but not stupid and cheesy enough. I think if the whole movie had the momentum that like the final scene of the movie has, or like the final couple of scenes, the climax of the movie has, I think it would be at least an entertaining mess, like something like the Wicker Man. If Nicolas Cage was a little bit more over the top instead of just trying to be the straight man, I think it would be a lot more entertaining at least. But there's some cool stuff in that last act. I mean, again, this is a spoiler alert, but it's just so awesome. I got to talk about it. Ron Perlman, he's like fighting the fucking witch demon thing, and it's got its hands on him, and he fucking headbutts the thing like twice, but then it wraps its like its wings around him, and then flames come out, and he fucking burns alive, and it's the fucking coolest death ever, and you know, worthy of Ron Perlman's awesomeness. So that I really enjoyed. For the most part, I'd say the movie's just kind of boring. It just kind of trots along. Nothing too interesting. No big twists. I mean, I could see what they're kind of going for, but ultimately it's just Nicolas Cage kind of phoning it in. Ron Perlman doing his thing, which is fun, and a really annoying bad actress as the witch. So Season of the Witch, I would say in some ways it's worth checking out. Like if it's on Netflix, yeah, sure, check it out. But you know, I wouldn't like be waiting for like a Blu-ray special edition director's cut, or maybe that'd make the movie better. I don't know. Now I'm thinking, but yeah, that's my review. Season of the Witch. It's stupid but harmless, and again, I'll watch anything with Nicolas Cage at least once, and you know, on a Cage scale of like completely unbearable to really awesome, I'd say it's somewhere lower down, but not completely unbearable. So yeah, I think that's fair enough for Nicolas Cage fans. I think he and his hair are at least entertaining enough to look at. So he kind of looks like Aragorn from Lord of the Rings. So maybe someday he'll have his big medieval role. Until then, we have this. So that's my review. Be sure to comment, rate, subscribe, all that good stuff. Be sure to visit Derek237.com if you're so inclined to do so. And I do have other 31 Days of Horror reviews. This has been kind of the Season of the Witch for me. But yeah, check those out. I'll put the links below, and you can check out my other reviews from previous years. I have quite a few, but more are coming up. So stay tuned for that. More horror movie reviews every day on my channel. So until next time, stay scared, and I'll see you later.